filed under obvious things are obvious. Seems like there's problems with Chrome Extension Store. Let's hear from Peter on this not so critical update.
Okay, so this is an article from Wired, and it says Chrome extensions are filled with malware. Here's how to stay safe. And then they go on to give you some really basic advice about like, don't trust things that you install on your computer. And there may be bad things on the internet, and that kind of, that kind of tone and that kind of advice, which is, it's fair. And these articles are needed for people who are, unaware of this kind of stuff. And having it on Wired is a good place to kind of raise awareness of basic security techniques. The reason I wanted to talk about the article is that I think there's a massive problem with the whole extensions thing. The way that Google present the browser extensions store, and the same with Firefox as well. Actually, they don't do nearly enough to police it. It's on them really to provide better controls as to what's being offered to users. If you do a search for example, ad block, you will see 100 different ad blocking extensions of about like 4 of which are going to be legit. The rest will be tracking you or malware vectors or just dodgy in some way. So there's no way that an average end user can know which one is which. I might know because I'm very familiar with the ad blocking, industry or scene or whatever, but I couldn't, even it's actually even tricky. My dad asked me the other day, "Hey, son, I know you do this ad block thing. Which one of these should I install?" Sent me a screenshot, and it's like I had to really carefully look because they're all red shields with a white thingy, or a green shield, or some variation on the same, on the legit ones. And I think Chrome and Mozilla should do a lot more than they are doing because they are the arbiters of this kind of stuff.
And same for, it's not just the browsers, it's the phone stores, the Android store, the iPhone store. I'm sure, I mean, huge problems with security in these stores.
I think I have a fairly simple solution to this. Yeah, it's taking after what we push Brave pretty hard, but Brave does something really cool, and this would go against everything that Google likes, so they of course won't do this. One of which is ad blocking. Why would they? It's like their biggest moneymaker. Um, it is to have a set of recommended extensions, or Brave approved, or Chrome approved, or Firefox approved. And what I mean by that is that sure, anyone can install any extension, but you should be able to have a set of, let's say, 100 that were really looked at, just completely obliterated in terms of their just like what's his name, Raymond Hill, just like Raymond Hill's uBlock,
But how do
and
you
how many clones there are
how do you
of
keep up
that.
with that volume though? I mean, if you're Brave is a small browser, right? If you're Google, if you're Chrome, and you want to curate a list like that, you're just going to be inundated with requests from developers to review
Oh
your
no!
apps.
Oh no! They
No,
might
no,
have to
ignore,
spend some of their hundreds of billions of
ignore.
dollars of cash reserves
It's
to
not hard.
actually
And
support one
here
of their
I
main
got you.
products.
I have you right here. Here's my solution. What are the top most 100 downloaded extensions?
They're
You can
probably all
start there.
malware ones. They're probably all
You can
all
start
dodgy. That's
you can start there, Google, Firefox. And Firefox does not have the resources that the giant that Google does. So I will give them more benefit than Google, who should be ashamed of the current state of the store.
they should be, but they don't have any shame, just like
No,
all these
well,
giga
don't be
corporations.
evil.
Yeah. Oh, that's just yeah. So part of the problem is that Firefox, they have this staff picks thing, but it's just a one-time thing. They pick some good popular add-on, they review it, they tell you how it works, and then that's it, job done. And a lot of these add-ons are legit for a while, and then
Right.
they get an offer of $50,000 to sell their database and their add-on, and they're installed on 10,000 end users' machines, and they have all these permissions that have been granted to them, and suddenly there's tracking and telemetry and malware being pushed through them, and that kind of thing takes resources to keep up with, that Google obviously have.
Yeah, for sure.
Mozilla not really so much, but I think there's other things that they could be doing as well, much more obvious things, because stuff like just searching for the keywords in code and stuff like that, which is like, if you unpack some of this, it's all just JavaScript packaged together into something that the browser can run with special permissions. And a lot of this code, when you can extract it and look at it, is clearly wrong. It's contacting known tracker domains.
Right.
It's sending telemetry, it's sending outbound HTTP requests to services, which is just not needed. And this could be automated, all that kind of stuff. Put a report in. What domains does this add-on contact? Unapprove, delete.
So what incentive would Chrome have to do this?
Oh yeah, none. No, none really.
Okay, great.
The only incentive they'll have is the market reaction, and it's shitty at the moment, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And then at some point they'll go, "Oh, you know what? We should really look at this problem," which is what people have been saying for years.
For somebody like Brave, who's already focused on this kind of security and privacy, it could be an advantage for them because the people who use Chrome are already interested in looking for this kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, Android, Chrome, Apple, they're just going to cost themselves money if they put effort into this.
Yeah, exactly. It's a financial equation at the end of the day. How much are they going to get out of it?
It doesn't cost them. It doesn't cost them anything not to do it currently. So until, like you said, until you reach that cap or the eruption, which could cause users to leave, nothing's going to change. Funny enough, when I went onto that Wired article, which again didn't read, totally just scrolled right through it. The first thing that popped up was the cookies that are allowed to be declined and are not allowed to be declined. So it's kind of, I don't know, it felt a bit bittersweet, I guess.
So many, yes.
We agree that these tips were relatively useless. For each of you, what's your one tip that you would say, do at least do this? What can people do to protect themselves?
I'll tell you this. There was a tip in there when I was scrolling through that jumped out at me. That was like, that seems obvious, but might not be, which is you don't need 30 extensions. I have 3 extensions running.
Oh, actually, that was going to be mine. Hey.
Watch
that was
it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I say the more the better. There we go.
Okay. I have 3 extensions running. I got my password manager and an ad blocker and the translator, because translator is not on Brave natively. So I use Google for that. Fuck you, Google. But thanks.
Yeah, I've got a couple more than that, but not too many. Peter, you got one?
And yeah.
No, it's going to be exactly the same. I was actually going to preface it with this is not going to be a popular piece of advice because people love toys.
People love extensions, yeah.
Yeah, they love extensions. They're just far too easy to install. But yeah, I was going to phrase it slightly differently as well and say only install add-ons which you really know and trust from people who know what they're talking about. I have 2 add-ons installed, 2 extensions.
So I won't say limit to a certain number, but I would say stay away at all costs from any kind of coupon or discount shopping extensions or anything recipe related.
Yeah.
Recipe sites are the most tracking infested sites you will find anywhere on the internet.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
I by the way, guys, I could keep talking about this for ages because there's a couple of things. There's a really interesting.
Are we still going?
Journalist. Well, we can do. I don't know, but like, there's a really interesting
false
journalist called Shoshana Wodinsky on Twitter, and she's a tech writer for Gizmodo. And if you go to Gizmodo and you've got a tracker, the first thing it'll do is go bip, 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 all it's trying to contact all these trackers. And she is well aware, like she writes about the ad tech industry, and she is like, she's really super smart, and she knows exactly what's going on, and she actually helps write, investigate this what's going on underneath. And she takes the piss out of herself because she's like, yeah, I know, guys, I know, but you try being a journalist in this industry, not having a well-funded publication behind you on your own, okay? So fuck you. And also, she says, yeah, half the thing is, my job is to investigate this stuff, so I have all the add-ons. And she showed screenshots, and she has like,
Oh my God.
mean, holy shit. It's like
Really?
she's been infected by one of those search bars from IE.
Back in the day, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's bonkers. And I think
Wow.
she's going to write an
Oh,
article on
those
it because
search
she goes
bars.
into detail in all of them. There's some really,
Heard
really
about
cool
that
ones out
stuff.
there as well. Yeah, the IE search bars.
There's some really it's really easy to run ads ethically. Like, I don't know. I just feel like
Oh, here
ads
we
and
go.
tracking. Okay, all right, I won't get into it. Sorry, dude. Peter and I could sit here for 2 more hours
Yeah.
and talk about this.
I think we need to level the playing field.
Yeah.
Nobody gets targeted ads. It's all contextual. There's still the same amount of ad dollar to go around.
Right. Yeah.
So essentially it's still going to be as effective if everybody was the same.
Is on the same playing field. Agreed.
Yeah. See?
Unilateral disarmament.
Yeah. That's right. Yes.
I'll be the
No
first
more
to give it
nukes.
up.
Whereas what we're doing right now is effectively a nuclear war.
Exactly.
We're entering the nuclear winter of the internet, where
Oh.
just everything will be dead and stale and mutant, and that's what the Web 4.0 is going to be. It's just
I
a
kind of like
wasteland.
thinking about it that
the
way.
nuclear clock has passed midnight.
Yeah. That's how I'm going to think about it from now on.
Guys,
Mike is
I like
is
it.
waking up.
Yes.
It's time to go to bed now.
Yes. I now have a new passion for my work. Nuclear war.
Mike's seen it.
Yeah.
It's opened his eyes.
Oh my God.
Thanks, guys. You've really helped me a lot today.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we were trying to achieve. Well done, John.
The end goal is actually to get Mike out of marketing and back into tech.
Not gonna happen.
You're not saying you're not in tech now, but you know.
What were we recording?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
We should do a bloopers reel one day.
I mean, I can leave the whole thing in. You didn't remind me to start the timer. Definitely don't.
No.
Oh, I thought it was great.
Please.
Put it all up.
Oh,
it's great.
I thought it was great.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, we can full send.
Do you know what the thing is?
Are we still going now? Even?
I'm just no. I think the thing is, when we're actually just chatting, it's kind of more fun. It's like without trying to be a presenter. It's like, I think I blame John for getting that swish intro for us, because now I feel like a news reporter.